I'm going to preface this by saying this is a conspiracy theory. Let's put that out there first. This is a conspiracy theory. I have no other proof. But it's kind of a coincidence that I've now had 4 clients call me in the past 2 weeks where they have shared a voter fraud type video via email, and the link is either on YouTube or whatever, or a pro-Trump message or whatever. And then shortly after doing that, like within minutes, their computer just goes completely stupid. Different internet service providers, different forms of information being transmitted. One was a YouTube video, one was a meme, so on and so forth. But in each instance, of course, their computer acts up. They call me. We do some basic troubleshooting. So I tell them just to ultimately just turn off your computer for about 30 minutes. It seems to be the magical number. And the computer starts working again. And so the question is, and again, conspiracy theory, if you share something that is not supposed to be shared, or you're thinking outside the box, or however you want to put it, can your computer be screwed up? Yes and no. For the average person, that is no. For those people who have a little bit more skill on hacking and cracking computers, yes, it can. But to do it on such a broad situation, I don't know. I'm sure it can be done. And what I've seen just from my observations of these 4 instances is the computer itself is not being damaged, it's not being hacked, it's not being compromised, but the internet itself has been throttled back, like way throttled back, and that's what I'm seeing. Is it a coincidence? Most likely. Just a fluke, because there are so many people in this area that share that type of information. To only have 4 people in 2 weeks be affected by this, yeah. That's well below the laws of probability there. But yeah, it's odd that I've had 4 people in 2 weeks call me with the same problem with different circumstances. Just weird. But yeah, what ends up happening, I mean, we shut down the computer, we turn off the internet, we turn everything up, we go through, basic diagnostics, and, the computer tests fine. The internet will come back up, and if I can do a ping test will tell me it's good numbers. But you go out to go get your Gmail or open up your Facebook, and then it just sits there in circles and spins and circles and spins and circles and spins, and then it says we can't reach the site. Again, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. I don't know how. I will be honest. I'm sure it can be done somewhere along the line. This is where we get into a little bit of every computer on the internet has an identification number. If you didn't know this, it's not your IP address because your IP address can be randomized, but this identification number cannot be changed. Well, you can with using software, masking software, you can change it. But ordinarily, this is how they track individual computers across the world. They find out who you are, they find out your information, and then they start tracking information. See, so these are my IP addresses as it relates to my local domain. Excuse me. And so, yeah, that's one thing. Let's see if I can find the other. Is it all? I am looking for, there is your client ID number. There it is. There's the magical numbers I'm looking for. This is called a physical address number. This physical address number is specific to each individual computer. Now, You can forcibly change it, like I said, by using masking software, or you can pull out your Ethernet card or your Wi-Fi card and put another one in. You get a different physical IP address number, or a physical address number. But that number, regardless of what your IP address is, that number never changes, short of physically changing the hardware. Like I said, you can use software to mask it or change it, but that number there, that one here, never changes, never. And so that's why I kind of wanted like physical address here for your Bluetooth. Yeah, again, same thing. These are client numbers, same thing. And this is my virtual machine, so these numbers are, they change. I have it triggered on my computer to change these numbers all the time for the most part. But yeah, so the question is if you posted something, could Big Brother, through the power of their supercomputers, hunt you down indirectly and throttle back your internet to the point that it's useless? In theory, yeah. Have I ever seen evidence to concretely prove this? No. But like I said, it's weird that 4 people in 2 weeks, same problem, different stuff they're sharing, but it's all like, voter fraud stuff and pro-Trump stuff and something like that. And all of a sudden it gets kind of like spooky on their computer. Statistically, in the 5 counties I serve, there's 250,000 people. You got 4. Let's think about this. Statistically, that's a really, really small number. I can't see that. I can't see that being a threat. So you shared a video that says, yeah, voting machines can be rigged. I've got one coming out in December that kind of like says the same thing. Can it be done? Yeah. There's probably 100 different ways to rig a voting machine. I list some examples, but this is why they also have certification processes and and so on and so forth. But there are ways even within the software to do it, but that's not here nor there. But yeah, I thought I would put that out there. Excuse me. So if you are experiencing this problem, where you have shared like a meme or something of that nature, a video, and your computer then acts all really type of stupid and slow after that, the only thing I can say is turn it off, and you'll have to like turn it off for like 30 minutes, and that's not even a guarantee it's going to work. But that's just the number I've found, 20 to 30 minutes of leaving it off, and it just magically starts working after that. So, but yeah, just if you're seeing that, comment here, comment on Facebook, that you're seeing this as a pattern, because if we find a pattern, then we can start making better questions and better judgments. But 4 people out of 250,000 people in 5 counties, that's no. That's conspiracy theory. That is not legit. That would be considered a coincidence that 4 people, 2 weeks. Yeah. That number is way too low. So if we were getting, 10,000, 15,000 people with the same problem, then we might have something there what we need to talk about. But yeah, it's just interesting that, like I said, these people had shared a pro-Trump message or a voter fraud message, and then shortly after doing that, within a couple of minutes, their computer just acting all sorts of stupid. So, but 4 people, only 4. Let's remember this, 4. That's it. So it's most likely a coincidence. This last person uses satellite internet, so it could be the clouds, or anything like that. The other person had Spectrum, one person had, 2 people had Spectrum, and one had Frontier. So, again, conspiracy theory. But I just thought it was odd and thought I would share it. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later.